On today's show, a day in the life of the Red Deer Rebels. A visit with 2011 MasterCard Memorial Cup champion goaltender Jacob DeSerres, and a look at some CHL alums in the NHL.
Hello hockey fans, I'm Sam Cosentino and this is the CHL. We've got a wonderful show lined up for you today. We'll check in on a couple of top CHL grads playing with the Nashville Predators and a recent CHL graduate who's now tending twine with the University of Calgary Dinos. But first, have you ever wondered what it would be like to be a teenager playing in the Canadian Hockey League? Let's take you out to Red Deer, Alberta. This is a day in the life of the Red Deer Rebels.
Red Deer, Alberta. Home of the Western Hockey League's Red Deer Rebels. This is a club that 25 teenage men call their own. They come from all over Western Canada with the goal of becoming great hockey players, educated young men, and leaders in the community. Some leave their families as early as 16 years old to pursue this dream. They continue to go to school while training to become the best they can be. And some eventually become top draft picks for the National Hockey League. Today, the Red Deer Rebels host the Kamloops Blazers. This is a day in the life of the Red Deer Rebels. Josh Mahura is a smooth-skating 16-year-old defenseman who moved from St. Albert, just outside of Edmonton, to play with the Rebels.
Hey Josh, how are you this morning?
Yeah, it's been pretty tough. I only live like an hour and a half away, so I get to see my parents quite a bit. But I mean, yeah, it's not normally what a 16-year-old would be doing and stuff, but I mean, to pursue your dream, you gotta make sacrifices, and I live with some family too, which has made it obviously a lot easier as well.
When you come into someone's home, you're living there for 6, 7, 8 months out of the year, you have to blend in with the family. So whatever the house rules are for our kids, they have to be the same thing for him. He has curfews imposed by the club, but he has got curfews and rules for our family too that he lives by. So, the main thing is just, you know, he's got to feel part of the family.
All right, see you later.
Yeah, see you Josh, good luck tonight.
Yeah.
Despite having a game tonight, he still has high school classes that he has to attend. Already at school is 17-year-old NHL prospect Adam Usil.
You never know where hockey's going to take you, so you got to have the secure blanket where to go next. And you know, high school is something that you need to have, and high school education is important for your life to go next.
Our boys typically have 2 classes in the morning, and then they're at the rink in the afternoon. They are held to a high standard. The club looks at their marks. If they're falling behind, teachers come in on off hours to help them. There's tutors available. So ultimately we want the kids to be successful in hockey, but also be able to obtain their high school diploma.
At 6'3" and 200 pounds, the athletic forward has NHL bloodlines, as his father Frank and uncle Bobby Holik both had long professional careers.
My brother got drafted to the Edmonton Oilers. My dad is a former NHL player. He works for the Edmonton Oilers right now. My whole family is athletic. My mom played professional tennis, and so it's in my family to be athletic, and hopefully I can follow my footsteps.
Game day at the arena means the veterans are in for a workout. Colorado Avs first-round pick Connor Bleakley is the team captain.
Red Deer's been everything for me. It's you know, it couldn't have worked out better for me to get drafted here, and you know, it being so close to home. And you know, if you look at the track record of NHL picks that you know, they have here in Red Deer, there's you know, there's not one first-round pick that hasn't played in the NHL. And I think you know, even last year, a couple years ago, they had the most players, you know, on a current roster of any team in the CHL. So you know, here in Red Deer, it models a pro program, I think, as much as any CHL club, and I think that's what you know, separates the program here in Red Deer, is that you know, once you do get to pro, you're kind of used to that environment from coming here from Red Deer. Coach Sutter has done, you know, so many things for me, not only as a hockey player but as a person. You know, he made me a captain at you know, probably one of the youngest captains, you know, in the league last year for sure. So when you have a guy who's been through it all as a player and as a coach and been successful at every level, it's you know, anything that I can take from him is only going to benefit me. And you know, obviously there's those days where you know, it's not that fun, or you know, he says some stuff that you know, you might not want to hear, but it's all to get the best out of me. And you know, he's done nothing but good things for me so far. You know, it's really been a dream come true so far, but you know, I know that the hardest work is still yet to come. So you know, I'm pretty blessed to be where I am today, but still got a long way to go to get to where I want to be.
As game time approaches, Brent Sutter spends some time in his office prepping for the Blazers.
You know, we've already have a plan in place as far as with the assistant coaches. Like, it's already, you know, we prepare just like the players, making sure that, you know, that you have everything in place on game day. The video these young guys have to see, go through your opposition, things that we need to be doing during the game, and both as an individual and as in systems, and know what your opposition's doing, and it's all part of preparation.
As owner, general manager, and head coach, he has his finger on the pulse of the entire organization.
When you hear negative things said and stuff out in public or in the media about, you know, the major junior hockey and stuff, you know, it's hard. It's a tough thing to take, because it's not the way we do our business here, and you know, we run a first-class organization, and I take a tremendous amount of pride in that, making sure that everything is done the right way, and because it's my responsibility to give these young men every opportunity, like I said earlier, to succeed.
With just over an hour and a half until puck drop, players begin to arrive. And as both teams prep for the game, the arena is buzzing with activity. Tonight, over 15 NHL scouts are in the house. As the gates open and fans start flowing in, the Red Deer Rebels locker room door closes, as Brent Sutter's no media access is in full effect. Both Musil and Bleakley score goals for the Rebels.
Over to Cote, one-timer. Kaler the save. The rebound, score! Adam Musil Pressman, Kopech right side. Bleakley brings it in. Comes down the right wing. Shot! Score! Wow, what a shot by Connor Bleakley!
While young Mahura takes a slashing penalty that leads to a Blazers goal.
He'll shoot, scores! Cole Yulee!
The small media contingency is a far cry from Sutter's days with the New Jersey Devils. For Josh Mahura, his dad came to town, and his support is welcomed.
Yeah, it's always nice to come up to see him and stuff like that, debrief the game, and always my #1 supporter, so always good to see him.
The arena closes up, and the team prepares for a long bus trip through Saskatoon and then on to Brandon, Manitoba.
You know, we'll enjoy it tonight. We'll go out for a meal, and we got to be back here right at 7:30 and get on the bus and head to Moose Jaw.
But the road to the NHL is long, and this is where it starts. After the break, we'll sit down with Jacob DeSerres and talk about the highs and lows of his CHL career.
Welcome back to This is the CHL. The University of Calgary men's hockey team is one of the most highly rated programs in all of CIS hockey. A large part of that has to do with their goaltender, Jacob DeSerres. The former WHL and QMJHL star is tending twines with the Calgary Dinos. His is a wonderful story of highs and lows. It's a wonderful story of bouncing back from defeat. It's a great story about redemption.
The Canadian Hockey League provides the top young hockey talent in the world with the opportunity to develop their skills on the ice at the highest possible level without compromising their academic goals. Since 1993, the CHL has provided thousands of scholarships and millions of dollars worth of education packages to its former players. Jacob DeSerres is a former CHL star that is taking advantage of his scholarship funds after a successful 5-year stint in the WHL.
You know, I look in my life and my brother's a doctor, and you know, my cousins are going to university, and my grandparents all wanted everyone to go to university, and my parents wanted that, and it is very important, and I did realize that, and you start having other things in your life other than hockey. You have to start taking care of your school, or else you can't play hockey anymore.
It was in 2008 when the Philadelphia Flyers selected DeSerres in the NHL draft. He continued to play in Brandon and competed in his first Memorial Cup final against the powerful Windsor Spitfires.
5-1 Windsor.
But by the time the final horn blew, DeSerres' visions of winning junior hockey's greatest trophy had disappeared as Windsor skated away with a 9-2 victory.
Every single person I know was watching that game, plus thousands more across the nation, right? So obviously there was a feel of embarrassment in it for myself, and you know, I think I went through many different emotions, right? I was angry, I was sad, I was upset, I was embarrassed, and all of them just to cycle through. My 19-year-old year was done, and a big part of that too, then suddenly, you know, I'm thinking about what's going to happen with the Flyers. Do I have a chance at still signing with them, or did this ruin my chance, or were they ever going to sign me? Did the outcome of this game matter whether they were going to sign me?
After DeSerres' struggles in the Memorial Cup, the Philadelphia Flyers elected not to sign him. Fortunately, the next season he found himself back in goal, but this time in the QMJHL for the top-ranked St. John Sea Dogs. Upon winning the league title, DeSerres realized he was once again headed to the MasterCard Memorial Cup. This was his chance at redemption.
1 year ago, Jacob DeSerres was tending the twine for the Brandon Wheat Kings. Now, he finds himself in an enormous situation for St. John.
I couldn't believe that I was there again. Like, I never would have thought a year before that it's okay, I'm going to be there again next year.
To clear the zone, unable to. Shot in front. Fabulous stop off the Sousa by Jacob DeSerres.
You know, I played well, the guys played well, and that feeling when that buzzer went.
I bet they're going crazy at Harbor Station in St. John.
After winning the biggest trophy in junior hockey, DeSerres used his CHL scholarship to work on his international studies and economics degree at the University of Calgary, all while playing goalie for the Calgary Dinos.
The scholarship program in the WHL is incredible. And you don't really appreciate it as much until you're in school and you see what other people are paying and the debt they're going into, and it just blows your mind. So the fact that we have everything paid for and the WHL pays for our full fees, tuition, all our books and everything is just a huge weight off our shoulders, and it helps so much, and you really become grateful for that scholarship opportunity.
When we return, a look at the CHL alumni on one of the strongest rosters in the NHL, the Nashville Predators.
They say the MasterCard Memorial Cup is one of the toughest trophies to win in all of sport. In fact, it's one of the toughest tournaments just to get into. But a trio of Nashville Predators has been there, done that once, twice, and even 3 times. Let's take a look at the CHL careers of Ryan Ellis, Shea Weber, and James Neal.
The repeat is complete, and still MasterCard Memorial Cup champions, the Windsor Spitfires.
In the 95-year history of the MasterCard Memorial Cup, only 8 times has a franchise successfully defended its title. The latest member of that exclusive club is the Windsor Spitfires, whose 2009 and 2010 teams were led by one of the most decorated defensemen ever to lace them up in the Canadian Hockey League, Ryan Ellis. An exceptional two-way player, the Hamilton, Ontario native lit up the junior ranks in his 4 seasons as a Spitfire, stacking up a stellar +145 rating in his 226 career games. Now 24, he admits his development on the ice was helped by smartly managing everything off of it.
You have to juggle a lot of things. I mean, especially when you're going in there young, school, and then obviously the on-ice stuff you have to deal with, and then as far as moving in with a new family. So there's a lot of things you gotta just juggle at a different time, and it was a fun experience for myself, and I was glad I did it.
Joined by star teammates Taylor Hall and Adam Henrique, Ellis & Company ascended the major junior mountain in 2 very different ways. During its first triumph, Windsor required 3 straight sudden death victories for the championship. The overcoming adversity season is Ellis's fondest memory from junior.
None of us had gone that far in playoffs previously, so we had a terrific group of guys. Our coaching staff was awesome, and I think that whole year, especially into the playoffs, the London series, and then going to the Mem Cup and kind of getting down a couple games there, the whole experience coming back, winning that was probably the best.
Loaded with talent and confidence, the team's core returned the following year, bulldozing the competition for its 2nd title. As for Ellis, in his final OHL season, he notched more than 100 points and claimed the CHL's Defenseman and Player of the Year awards. And while the young Canadian is now a fixture among the Nashville Predators' defensive core, the leader of that group, without a doubt, is team captain Shea Weber. The 2-time Olympic gold medalist and 3-time All-Star has been one of the NHL's top blue liners since graduating from the CHL. Weber played a key role in leading the Western Hockey League's Kelowna Rockets to 3 consecutive Memorial Cup appearances, including a victory as the host city in 2004.
I was very fortunate to be a part of 3 good teams, and we had a chance at the Memorial Cup every year I was there, and I'm very lucky and thankful to be a part of that. And obviously to win at home is something I'll never forget. The city did a great job of putting on the Memorial Cup, and for us to be able to win in front of them, it was a memory that lasts for a lifetime, and friendships that I won't be able to replace.
The Rockets hoisted the Mem Cup by winning each of their 4 games. And with 4 points and some shutdown D, Weber earned himself a tournament All-Star nod too. Reflecting on his CHL experience, the Sicamous, BC native recognized how vital his time with Kelowna was for his development.
It was obviously very similar to the NHL lifestyle, the pro schedule. You know, your travel's hard, you're gone, your long trips on the bus, and makes you really get used to having to put your life in order and mature as a person. You know, you got to worry about school, you got to worry about everything else, and then hockey at the same time. So you got to prioritize things and make sure that you're doing all of it.
Anchoring the offensive side of the puck for the Preds is James Neal. Since entering the league in 2008, the 27-year-old winger has been a prolific goal scorer, recording at least 20 in each of his first 6 seasons. You can trace Neal's penchant for finding the back of the net to his time with the Ontario Hockey League's Plymouth Whalers. The sniper spent 3+ seasons playing across the border in Michigan, which the native of Whitby, Ontario admits was made easier by a fantastic billet family.
My billets were great, Joe and Yvonne Mancinelli, and it was an easy change, and they're great people, and I still keep in close contact with them today, so it made it so much easier for me to leave home, and they were just like my second family, so it was great.
In his final year with Plymouth, Neal carried the Whalers to an OHL title and a berth in the Memorial Cup in Vancouver. Though they came up short in their bid to win, it was a special time and experience for him.
Just the team we had there, and the friends you made, and through that journey was awesome, and something I'll never forget, and something you look back on, and you know, you always puts a smile on your face.
After this break, we'll wrap up the first episode of This is the CHL.
Welcome back to This is the CHL. Our cameras have been all over Canada, and we look forward to bringing you many more great stories throughout the rest of the year. Coming up on This is the CHL, we'll check in with the Quebec Remparts and hang out with Anthony Duclair and Zach Fucale. In a couple of weeks' time, it'll be the Oshawa Generals, one of the top teams in Canada. We'll take you inside the Jenny's dressing room and see what they've been up to. I'm Sam Cosentino, and this is the CHL.